students, my voice is audible or not? Am I audible? Okay, okay, thank you. Good morning, students. Today, in our Principles of Management, we will move to our Unit 3, Organizing. Right, in this Unit 3, we are having the following topics: nature and purpose of organizing, then formal and informal organization. These are the types of organization: formal and informal organization, then organization chart. That means what are the types of representation provided in this organization, whether it is horizontal oriented communication or vertical oriented communication. Then organization structure, it having the different types of structure. Based on your particular organization, you are framing your structure. Then types of organization, line and staff authority, these are the types of organization: line and staff authority, departmentalization and the delegation of authority, then centralization and decentralization job design, HR manage, human resource management, then HR planning, how you are going to recruit your particular organization, then based on the what are the selection criteria you are framing in your particular organization. These all the things are detailed we will see in this unit, right? So before moving that detailed part, we will know what is organizing. Organizing nothing but the function of management that creates a organization structure. That means if you are framing some structure oriented representation, then only you can get your output as the best one. Alright. So organizing the function of management that creates the organization structure. Then organizational design here, when your managers develop or change the organization structure, because based on the present situation, something they want to add up in your existing environment, they are framing new rules and they are changing into the different perspective, right? Then work specialization, based on that work specialization, they are dividing the activities into separate jobs. These are called sometimes as division of labor, right? These entire three topics are joined together to produce your organizing, right? Based on these different persons perspective, the definition of organization is Louis Allen defined as a process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed. See, the simple word organizing nothing but a grouping of together, identifying and grouping to perform the work as a successive manner, right? Then defining and delegating the responsibility and authority, establishing the relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work most effectively together in accomplishing objective, right? According to the perspective of Louis Allen. Then the same thing, the organization having another definition, it is a process of arranging and allocating work, right? Process of arranging and allocating work, authority and resources among an organization's members. Because what is that outcome? We can reach that our organizational goal, right? The author Stoner and Freeman defined this organization definition. Then Nooks and Donald defined organizations involve the grouping of activities was necessary to accomplish goals and plans. See, whatever thing you are doing some grouping operation, then your outcome is produced to the successive reach your goals and plans, right? In the form of various step-by-step method. To appropriate department, provision of authority, delegation, coordination. These are the departments to reach out that success. Then this organizational as a commonly defined as division of work among people whose efforts must be coordinated to achieve the specific objectives and to implement predetermined strategies. Right? These are the definition of your organizing. Then these are the activities and resources involved in this definition. Organization is the identifying activities. What are the activities are carried over entire your organization? Then after that you can group your activity. Then you can assign individuals to the various jobs. After that, completing your job, they can form the formal group. Then establishing a network of authority and responsibility, because that if you are framing, if you are forming a group, after that you are successfully completed your assigned job, then what is the next level? You can establish your work towards to the success. Then providing the framework for measurement and evaluation and control, right? These are the steps involved in your activities. Then resources, here we determine the specific need for resources, because what is the role of resources, what are the resources are carried in your organization. These are the entire part we need to have the clear vision in your resources. Then allocation of resources into specific groups, because sometimes the same resources may be asked by the n number of persons, right? So we can decide by ourselves which group having the major role for the need of these resources. Then evaluation and control of user resources, right? Then these are the main part of our definition of organizing. Then this is the principles of organizing. See, this is an important 4 mark or sometimes part A 2 mark, right? Principles of organizing, here our principles of organizing is the main part to carry out the objective clearly. Then what are the specialization, why you are framed the group, right? So you have to clearly know about your specialization. Then span of control is a detailed way of narrating or organizing, whether it is a narrow span or a wide span, right? Then exception, here it deals the higher level, have limited time only, exceptionally complex problems should be referred to them. Then scalar principle or chain of command is a line of authority, because you need to have the particular command. Based on that command, the iteration, then only you can do your, you can reach your goal successive manner. Then unity of command, maybe if the same command received n number of time, you can take the single thing, right? It is like a brainstorming. Then delegation, you are delicatedly involved in your organization to reach the particular goal. Then responsibility of your, it just carries the individual responsibility and sometimes it's a group responsibility also. Then authority, who's having a major authority to develop, to reach the successive organization. Then these are the these are the characteristics involved in the main principles of organizing: efficiency, simplicity, flexibility. Then homogeneity is the common part, right? Then continuity, continual improvement you can need, you need in your organizing. Then unity of direction, then personal ability. These are the principles of organizing. Then see this nature or characteristics of organizing. See in this introduction part, our organizing. See, this is our unit 3. Our first topic is nature and purpose, right? Now only we are entering our first topic, nature and purpose. Before that, the previous 6 slides, they indicates the common terms involved in your organizing, right? The nature or characteristics of organizing. Here, from the study of various definition, we can narrate our organizing by using various experts to form the group and do the successive reach up goals, right? So in this organizing, here we are having that mainly 8 types of nature or characteristics of organizing. So don't forget the word nature or characteristics of organizing, right? So first characteristic is the division of work, right? So division of work is nothing but it is the basics of organization. It denotes that it can be no organization without division of work. Already we know, right? No organization without division of work. So under division of work, the entire work business is divided into many departments. Based on this division, each and every department is further subdivided into subwork, right? So nothing but this is similar to our modularity of programming, right? So larger programs are divided into a number of subprograms. The same thing here. The work of every department is further subdivided into subworks. In this way, each individual has to do the work repeatedly, which gradually makes the person an expert. Then coordination. Second one, coordination. This coordination under organize. See, it is an important 8 mark question, right? So in the slide, I will just comprisely denote that heading part of this one, right? Nature or characteristics of organizing. Here, it detailedly you need to explain about your nature or characteristics of organizing.
Ma'am, it is not visible, ma'am.
Ma'am?
Yes, it is visible now, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Yes, ma'am. Then so here your coordination. So in this coordination part, you can have the n number of people involved in the same group or sometimes in the different group. So you can need the coordination between all the workers in the particular organization. Then only you can able to reach out your, if you face any difficulty in your organizational workflows, then you can definitely need the coordination among the neighboring department, right? That means your we are doing the division of work, right? So in this part, we need to get the coordination from the nearest grouping, right? So that non-completion of the work of one person affect the work of everybody, right? So we need to cooperate the work carried for in the entire organization, right? So you can remember the only thing, a single person cannot run a successive environment, right? Definitely we need get the coordination between among all the persons. Then the third one, plurality of persons. That means here we can know that what is that plurality of persons. So in this organization, there's a group of many persons, right? That means to fulfill a common purpose. There is not a single person. So the third characteristic is mainly concentrate the plurality of persons, right? Then the fourth one, common objective. If you are a part of organization, you need to have a common goal, right? So with a different function to perform, but your reachability objective is the common thing, right? This is the fourth characteristic. Then the fifth one, well defined authority and responsibility. Well defined authority and responsibility. That the thing, if you are under a organization, a work chain is carried established between the various group, right? So in this part, the different post that excuse me, the different post right from the top to the bottom. So it is clearly specified to the what will be the authority and responsibility of every post, right? So you need to frame clearly the authorization. You need to clearly frame the authorization and those who are under that division, right? You need to elaborate clearly the responsibility and authority, right? Then the next one, organization is a structure of relationship. See the word clearly, the organization is a structure of relationship. So what is that structure of relationship? So it is nothing but the structure relationship carried that it working on different posts and the organization is decided, right? So in other words, it is decided to those who will be the superior and who will be the subordinate. You need to know the clear ability of categorization under whom you can work here, you can carry your work, right? So who is your head, who is your reporting authority, you know everything clearly. Definitely don't bypass your immediate superior, right? This is the main important ethics in your organizing. The next one, organizing is a mission of management. That means it is considered to be a mission of management because the efficiency of all the functions depend on an effective organization. So, what is that? It is appropriate to call organization a mission of management from another point of view, right? So, if the division of work is not done properly or posts are not created correctly, the whole system of management will collapse, right? And then last part of characteristics, it is an organization is a universal process. That means organization is needed both business and non-business organization. So why the term denotes organization is a universal process? The organization is needed for both in business and non-business organization. Not only this organization will be needed where two or more than two people work jointly, right? So we can comprise our organization as the entire. We need to follow that universal process. Then in this universal process, sometimes it carried over the dynamic process. So what is the dynamic process? Dynamic is the changing one, right? So here we are need to, you if it does affect your environmental change, definitely you can change the functions of your organization, right? So these are the characteristics of organization. These eight characteristics is the main part of your organizing. That means nature of organizing. So entirely it can be clearly carried out to these four definitions, right? So the organization is a group of individuals. That means it can carry that n number of individuals then form together and make a cooperative relationship. because each other and contributing their efforts to make them successive outcome, right? So in the absence of group of individuals, there is no existence of organization. But you can clear that the organization is a group of individuals, right? Then organization is a process. So here, the feature of organization can put to be a process because a large number of events are done under organizing process towards the attainment of predetermined goals, right? Because it is a process you can carry it out entirely step by step. What is mean by process? A step by step action, right? Which can be reached towards a success or failure. That is not the thing. But organization as automatically comes under this organization as a repeated process carried over towards to reach the success. But we cannot predict whether it reaches the successive manner or not. Then here you can towards the attainment of predetermined goals such as determination of various activities, then grouping of activities, allocation of work, here it among the employees and delegation, right? Then the third one, organization is an important function of management. So here you need to know about that. What are the functions of management as what are the essential feature of this organization you need to know elaborately, right? So here it refers to an important function of management because all other functions of management like staffing, directing, controlling, these all are done by another part of division of work, right? So you need to focus about your work and you need to collaborate and coordinate with other team. Then definitely your organization has reached the successive one. Then organization is related to its objective, so it's directly concerned with the objective of enterprise. So that means in the absence of objective there is no life of organization. So if there is an organization, then the objectives must be attached with it. And so organization is related with its goals, right? So these are the main part of nature or characteristics of organization, right? Then our next one, purpose of organizing. See the detailed and sharp points of your purpose. So that means here you divide your work, then it can be done to reach the specific jobs and departments, right? Then you can assign a task and responsibility associated with individual jobs. Then the third one coordinates diverse organizational tasks, right? What is a cluster? Grouping of together, right? So clusters jobs into units because if a single day you definitely you can't take over the entire jobs, right? So you can divide your jobs into units. Then based on that unit, you can you can perform or you are working together simple modules, right? Then purpose of organizing the next point is establishes relationships among individuals, groups, and departments. You can carry it out the entire things into single thing, right? Then establishes formal line of authority. Then in this the part you can frame your organization as a formal organization and informal organization, right? Then last thing allocates and deploys organizational resources based on the needs. See, if your resources simply you definitely you can't do the allocation or deployment for your resources a waste thing, right? You ask first thing which one is the needed resources and with whom is the major priority to take over that resources. Based on that only you can hand over your resources to the particular team, right? Then see this organization process here. The organization process carried out that these are the operational way. Identification, then analyze, then classify the activity whether it is reached to accomplish the object. See the single word in this entire unit. You can do various operation or various process to reach the goal successive manner, right? So based on this operation and some other things, we are varying our topic. That's all. So identification and analyzing and classifying the activities which is necessary to reach the our objective as a successive way, right? And grouping these activities in the light of human and material resources. The next one, delegation of authority. That means assignment of duties. Delegation of authority. What is the delegation of authority? You can assign your responsibilities to which person. It denotes the delegation of authority. then a horizontal and vertical coordination of authority and information relationship, right? So you need to focus these all the thing in the organizing process. So see the diagram organizing process here. The determination of objective is the main first process. That means we are seeing in our previous slide identifying and analyzing and classifying, right? So determination, enumeration, and classify. The same word, right? Determination of objective, enumeration of objective, then classification of objective. Then after that you can assign the duties. Then that is take over the delegation and authority. In this part, you have to remember the detailed way of expansion. So that organization process here, this process of establishing relationship among the members to the enterprise, then the relationships are created in terms of authority and responsibility, right? So that you can make over your organize the coordinate and arrange various horizontal and vertical manner, right? So you need to focus about this organization process in the help of these arrangements, right? So the managerial function of the particular organizing consists of making a rational division of work into groups of activities and typing or working together to reach the successive effort, right? So in this accomplishment of work process, you can frame your organizational structure into different types of parts. So according to the Lewis part, the definition, what is that definition? It involves the identification and grouping of the activities to be performed and dividing the work among the individuals, right? So we need to follow these steps clearly. What are the steps? Determination of objective, then enumeration of objective, then classification of objective. After that, delegation of authority, then that means assignment of your duties and responsibility, then enumeration. These are the process which are the iteration for various things, right? So you need to know clearly about these are the effective process. So check first thing determination of objective. This is the first step, right? In this part, this is the first step. So in this first step, what are the essential things you have to do? It is always related to certain objective, right? So you can focus the essential for the management to identify the objects before starting any activity. So in this determination of an objective, you can identify the objective before starting any activity. Then your organization structure is built on the basis of the objective, right? Then your organization is built on the basis of the objective. That means the structure of the organization can be determined by the management only, right? Because after knowing the objective, it can be accomplished through the entire organization. This step helps the management not only in framing the organization structure, but also always it focus your all the success effort like minimum cost and effort, then reaching the enterprise objective, then to get the target achievement of the particular organizing. These are all the effort to, should take over here. Then this determination of objective will consist on deciding as to why the proposed organization is to set up and therefore what will be the nature of the work to be accomplished through this entire organization. These are all the things are take over by in your determination of objective, right? Then your next process enumeration of objective. What is that enumeration of objective here? Enumeration nothing but analyzing, right? Determination, then analyzing. After the that means identifying, analyzing, and classification. So here you are analyzing your objective. So here you can take your effort entirely, then it can be proper division of major activities. So here the first step is organizing group effort, right? Determination of objective, then the division of the total job into essential activity. Each job should be properly classified and grouped, right? Based on this group and classification is a open, you can do openly, right? You don't take anything in the hidden part of, because some workers are asked to me that they are willing to do work in the another group, so you can clearly explain to them why you are grouping, uh, why you are taken the particular person into that single group, right? So then in this part, the major function for this enumeration of objectives: production, financing, and personal sales and process, right? Then classification of activities is our third part of organizing. Here, in this classification activities take over the step, mainly for this according to similarities and common purpose, because the functions and taking the human and material resources into account. Then it closely related and similar activities are grouped into divisions. Then the last one, assignment of duties, that is delegation of authority. So each individual should be given a specific job, because to do according to his ability and made responsible for that, right? Maybe he or she should be also the given authority to do the job. Then this organization produce the duties of designating the departments and the personnel that are carried the particular work, right? In this, defining their function and specifying the relationship that are to exist between different and department and individuals, right? In this part of assignment of duties, then delegation of authority is the next level. So in this, delegation of authority produce that many individuals work in the same organization. Then this authority without the responsibility is dangerous, right? So definitely you can have your responsibility is a detailed way, right? Then the next one are these are the organizing process. Then these are already I explained detailed way in the help of our diagram. So the main part of important key points is establishing enterprise objective, then formulating and supporting objectives, policies and plans, then identifying and classifying the necessary to accomplish, then grouping and activities in the light of human and material resources available, then trying the groups together horizontally and vertically through the authority relationship and this information flows, right? Then these are the importance or advantages of organizing. See that we are completing our nature and the purpose of organizing. Then after that, organizing process, right? Then now we are seeing our importance or advantages of organizing. So in this part, these are the main importance. What is that? First one, it is a benefits for specialization, then clarity in working relationship, then optimum utilization of resources. See, this is the full part of theoretical paper, right? So you need to focus at least the key points. Then it produces a development of personal, then expansion and growth, right? In this part of advantages of organizing, here you can facilitate your coordination, right? Then increase in your specialization helpful in expansion. See, these points are comprised and take over the importance of or advantages of organizing, right? So there's a diagram denotes also, it is a facilitates administration. See, this is a detailed part of organizing, encourages growth and dive, diversification, then optimum use of technology, then encourages good human relations, ensures continuity of enterprise, then coordination, right? Then see this diagram. Simply by the diagram, we are explaining our process. What is the first thing? We can design our jobs, right? These are the jobs are present in your particular organization. Then see the coloring part. The same colors can be take out together, then forming departments, right? For example, that means the same way, the same jobs are involved, the same jobs are integrated together, then form the departments, right? Then creating a hierarchy. Each and every department we can give on a hierarchy authority, right? Then this authority they can have the common hierarchy. They are distributing their work to each and every department, right? Then these why we are framing the single hierarchy, because this person is communicating between management and working people, right? So this coordinating and integrating activities, right? So the see this diagram, then differentiating positions, right? See, if you want, you take any real time example for this organization process. If you are taking your college, principal is the hierarchy for the intermediate person is communicating between management and the staff, right? Then staff is the intermediate person to communicate between your HOD and student, right? So each and everything you just take a example for your organizing process, right? So in this diagram, you can able to clearly know about your organizing process. So in this part, formalization, nothing but it is a degree to which the jobs within the organization are standardized and the extent to which employee behavior is guided by the rules and procedures. So how we can form the group? Definitely we can have some common rules and procedures because they know the standard and everything under the particular organizing, right? Then it is highly formalized jobs offer little discretion over the what is to be done. Then low formalization means fewer constraints on how employees do their work, right? Then come to that types of organization, formal and informal organization. So it refers to that structure of jobs and position with a clearly defined function and relationship. So in this formal organization, you need to clearly give your defined functions and relationships as a prescribed by the top management, right, and bound by the rules. So what is that? If your organization having some standard position, these are the roles and responsibilities for the persons. In informal organization, based on that informal organization, the relationship between the people in an organization based on not on procedures and regulations, but on the personal attitude, right? This is the importance of organizing. It is the foundation of management as well as the another persons, right? So see this formal organization definition according to the Louis Allen, it is a system of well-defined job, each bearing a definite measure of authority, responsibility, and accountability. See, you need the definition clearly. So you take into your mind what are the keywords involved in this formal organization. That's a well-defined job, right? Already pre-defined one. Then each bearing a definite measure of authority, responsibility, and accountability, right? Then formal organization is a system of concisely coordinated activities of two or more persons toward a common towards a common objective, right? By that Barnard definition. So in this formal organization, and we can have another one, type informal organization. So nothing but it is a aggregate of interpersonal relationship because here there is no defined and predefined work, right? Based on that person whoever coming and going, we can form a individual position for the particular person. Then we can create for the job opening to the single person, right? For example, so in this part of relationship without any concise purpose, but which may contribute to joint result, right? According to the Bernard definition. The next one, Davis defined that it is a network of interpersonal relationship that arise when people associate with one another, right? So the main part of formal and informal organization. See the structure for the informal organization. For example, if your particular company have a CEO, then production, then HR, then marketing people and finance people. In this particular hierarchy, you can have these n number of people. In this production part, production manager and quality manager, then a HR part, HR manager and training manager, then marketing and sales manager, finance and cost manager, right? For example, for I'm taking the group for the example here, the quality manager, HR manager, sales and cost manager form a group for cricket because they are have commonly interest in that cricket, right? For example, I'm choosing the group. Maybe if you want to choose a group based on another path, you can take or your path, right? So in this formal and informal organization, you need to know about clearly what are the keys, right? So division of work is the main key, then scalar and functional process, then structure and span of control is the main process, right? So in this characteristics of formal organization, it is just laid down by the top management, right, to achieve the organizational goals. Then it prescribes the relationship amongst the people working in the organization. What is the structure? It is constantly designed to enable the people and work together for accomplishing their common objective. Then organization structure concentrate on the jobs to be performed. Then in a formal organization, individuals are fitted into and produce the work together, right? Then it is bounded by rules and regulation. The major part of this formalization, what does that take over by the activities of two or more persons toward a common objective, right? The advantages of formal organization, we can clearly say the advantages. Here it is the organization structure. It enables the people of the organization work together. Then it is bounded by the rules and regulations, so it ensures we can definitely follow our law and order, right? So in this formal organization, everything under the law and order, right? So we can follow our rules and regulation and procedures. This organization structures enables the people of the organization work together for reaching the specific goals, right? Then disadvantages of this formal organization is it does not take into consideration for the sentiments because the organization already framed and predefined one. So we can take over the part in the entire thing. It does not consider the goals of individuals, right? Then it is bounded by the rigid rules, regulation, and procedure. Sometimes the rules and regulation is typically followed. It is not easily followed by all the persons, right? Then see this another one diagram. This is an example. It's showing that a formal and informal organization. So, for example, we can form the group by using that breakfast group. See, in your class also, you are having the same thing, right? One persons are coming and forming a group for breakfast. Another one just a morning walk group, right? This is a common, simple example for grouping, right? So, in clearly see the difference between formal and informal organization. So, here the we can have the differentiation by the help of these are the keywords: meaning and origin, then authority and behavior, then nature and leadership, right? So it is a commonly we say that rules and regulations. So what is that? Rigid in nature. But in informal organization this is not a fixed one, so it is flexible in nature. The leadership, managers or leaders, here leaders are chosen by the group, right? By the elective system we can choose our leader. Then flow of communication, here the communication takes place through the scalar chain. But here it can be taken by any direction. Behavior, it is guided by the rules and policies. Here it is not guided by any rules. It has no set pattern, right? Then authority, it arises by the various position in the management. It is a virtue, right? Here it is out of personal qualities of individuals, right? So in this you need to clearly about the differentiation, formal and informal. You just go through this BPT for this formal and informal organization difference. Then you can ask if you have any doubt for this thing, right? This is a formal organization chart. See this organization chart. So in this highest level of authority, then you can divide that according to your inheritance way. Then in this part you can have the various roles of your particular organization, right? See, these are the examples for your organization. Those for the example for the company organization chart. So here chairman, then after that president and the CEO, these person having all the legal affairs. Then under this CEO, these are the main six part of departments, right? So in some organization they are having n number of departments. That is nothing wrong. But in this particular example, here take over that six part of department. Then in the sixth part, it having now some n number of divisions, right? So these are the examples for your organizing chart, right? So we will see in the organization structure in the next class. Up to this, do you have any doubt? Nature and purpose, then formal and informal organization, then organization chart. Up to this, do you have any doubt to see that? So I just to summarize our part. Here we are having n number of definition in your organizing, then organizing process having the determination, enumeration, then classification, assignment of duties, and delegation of authority. Then you need to know about that advantages and importance. Then after that, you have to focus your types of organization, formal and informal. Then after your types of the organization, you need to know about the difference between formal and informal organization. So here it can be given the detailed way of differentiation with the help of basic terms and also as well as the process, right? Up to this, do you have any doubt?